Today we're in the beautiful city of Wakayama, Japan, and we're staying at the cheapest capsule hotel they have. But why is it so cheap? There has to be a reason, so let's find that out by literally staying in the best room in the capsule hotel for that's 48 hours.
This is the absolute craziest video and you wouldn't want to miss this.
Because as soon as you hop on one of the fastest and bumpiest trains in Japan and arrive at the capsule hotel, you will be blown away by just how awesome it was. And my expectations were already high because despite it being the cheapest, this was also the best rated capsule hotel in the town. As you get an entire kitchen with everything being there like this really long butter knife, but you gotta remember to wash it after using. And speaking of being clean, they had trash cans for different types of recycling, 2 separate sinks and hair dryers just in case there are too many guests at the hotel. But there are totally enough shower rooms for everyone.
I already like this place, but there's somehow even more to it.
Because what if it gets too hot when you eat your food? Well, no worries because you have 24-hour air conditioning literally in the kitchen. And even a map telling you where to go to have the best food and hot drinks in Japan. Which you'll totally find out later because the time to check into a Japanese capsule hotel is usually way later than the usual hotel. But I got just the best plan in mind.
So we still got a couple hours before we check in. So how about show you a few places that will totally make you want to visit Japan.
And our first stop was the most famous and beautiful castle in all of Japan, the Wakayama Castle. Because whether you have been to Japan or not, you've probably already seen it in movies and TV shows, as it was built more than 400 years ago, even though it only looked 40 years old. Why am I flirting with the castle? Well, the place was so big, they literally got free hiking staff and seats all over a place for you to rest. They're super comfortable too. And even the tiger staring right at you telling you to go faster. But if that's not enough, there's a traditional Japanese tea house where you can get green tea and cake for less than $3. And even a vending machine, so I decided to get this really adorable milk tea. But the deeper you go, you start to see all the places where you need to take off your shoes and hold them in your hand like this in order to pass. I mean, they call Japan the cleanest country in Asia for a reason, right? But as we made our way up the final stairs, we could finally see the castle. I mean, how far away could it be? One eternity later, I can't feel my legs. But hey, I got you a ticket to enter the castle. And inside of it is now a history museum where you can feel how heavy the weapons were back in the day. And a hallway for all the castles in Japan that you could visit next. But the best part was totally on top of the castle, where you could see the entire city alongside the beautiful castle roof. But you did have to walk a narrow pathway because it's an old castle. But the view was totally worth it.
So click the like button if you like what you just saw. But the next place I'm taking you to is even way cooler than this one.
And it came as a total surprise too, as I found out the castle had one of the best zoos in Japan. And it was literally free. From penguins swimming around to capybara taking a nap to a meerkat that was literally reaching out to us. Actually, they're kinda cute. I don't know what they're doing with their tongue though. They even had an alpaca that you can pet for less than $1. But I'm more interested in this bird that apparently speaks Japanese, but he didn't want to talk today.
Okay, time for the next one. And time for you to click the like button.
But it gets even crazier because what if I told you there were train stations in Japan run by cats? Yes, you heard me right. We're hopping onto the cat trains to go to the cat station. And right away you would notice that everything inside the train was all about cat, and even more cat. There were even cat-related books in the train for you to read, and looks like they have manga like One Piece as well. But the view was way better than what I imagined, as I heard the cat station was really far away from the city. And after a long ride that was kind of bumpy, we arrived at the cat station. And would you look at that? She was right there waiting for us. Everyone, I want you to meet Tama-chan. She has her own train station, and I'm not kidding you. She actually works 6 hours a day, even though it looked like she was mostly sleeping on the job. And after a while, she finally decided to wake up, but now she looked kind of angry because we forgot to go to the Tama Cafe, the cat cafe inside the train station where you could buy ice cream with Tama-chan on it. And the cookie on the ice cream was so delicious. You also need to take the cat train back to the city, meaning the entire trip could easily take an entire day.
So the cat only works from 10 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. So if you come here too late, you're not going to be able to see her. But you know what you're going to see? The hotel room, because it's almost time to check in.
And now we're checking out the best room inside the cheapest capsule hotel in Japan. And the first thing you will notice would be the size of the room, as I could not believe how big it was. But just like the castle from earlier, before you enter, you need to take off your shoes and put them right there. But no worry, because they've given you so many slippers to wear. The entire floor inside the room was covered with Japanese tatami, which was so comfortable to walk on and very soft to touch. But I was also more interested in the Japanese tea table they gave me and the seat to sit on. Actually, there were two of them. And if you set it up like this, now you have a place to eat dinner and talk about stuff. And not to mention, it's directly under the air conditioner, so it wouldn't be hot to sit there. Actually, speaking of air conditioning, I'm not sure why they had two of them in the room. Maybe it gets really hot this summer. And they look so new, as if they just bought it. And the power was so strong, it feels like being in the South Pole. I bet those penguins from earlier would love it here. And even with the table being there was still enough room to do some jumping jacks and even your daily yoga practice. Hey, leave a comment if you also like yoga. But what else is in the room? Well, you have a hanger to hang your clothes and bags, which was exactly what I needed to hang this towel they gave me. Your very own fridge, which let me move away this trash can first. I imagined it would be empty with no mini bar because it was the cheapest hotel, but inside of it, I actually found a whole bag of edamame beans, which I wasn't sure if this was a gift for me or not. That's a thumbs up anyway. And the light on ceiling, which you could dangle around to give the room some of that spooky vibe. There were a couple of windows for you to get some fresh air, but there wasn't much to see out there, so let's keep it closed for now. But now it's time to check the most important thing in any hotel room, the bed. And aside from the lovely color they picked for the bed, there was even the cover for the mattress just to keep it extra clean. And the actual bed was soft and bouncy. The same goes for the pillow as well. And I even checked under the mattress for you to see how clean it really was, and also under the bed. And it was simply perfect. Not to mention, it was totally big enough for you to roll around like this. So even though it's a capsule hotel, you could totally sleep like a cat. I bet Tama-chan would love it here too. But the drawers were kind of empty though. I was hoping for books or something. So here goes the tissue box. But before we leave, we need to give the hotel a score by checking just how clean the hotel room is. And I can confidently say, this was the cleanest hotel room I've ever seen in my life.
So what do you think about the cheapest capsule hotel in Japan? I met a lot of backpackers staying in capsule hotel just like this one to save money. And potentially you could save a lot of money. But with a price like this, it also comes with a lot of drawbacks. So it's not going to be your typical 5-star luxury vacation. But I do hope this video proved to you that a hotel can be awesome and cheap at the same time.
And for the breakfast, the hotel didn't provide any, but it's literally in the middle of a big city, so you can totally find food at the local supermarket. Supermarkets in Japan are the best, and checking out the hotel was pretty simple too. My favorite thing about this hotel was literally everything, especially the location, since Wakayama City was one of the most underrated places in all of Japan. You wouldn't believe how many awesome places I didn't include in this video because of how long it would be, like temples and shrines that were thousands of years old, as this place was known for having the most temples and train stations run by cats. So if you like visiting them, or you simply love the design, or you just want to see a house with a moving crab, you would totally want to visit here too. But next, I'm staying in the cheapest 5-star hotel in Japan. But how does it compare to the cheapest capsule hotel? Well, you can click on the video to find out.